do this, but can I get a side of ranch?
Hey, you know what this needs? A little ranch.
I actually specifically remember asking for a side of ranch. Yeah.
Can I get some ranch?
Oh, everything is wonderful. But can I get a side of ranch? Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Can I Get Some Ranch? I'm here with Bree Asmar.
Hello.
Yeah, my longtime great friend from the horrible place, BJ's.
Horrible place.
Horrible,
but you're an
horrible
amazing
place.
person. What's up, everybody?
We did, all of my followers. I have like a lot of them, so.
You have a lot of followers?
No, I have none.
We're going to get you there.
I haven't released anything yet, so that's why they haven't been able to follow me. But
I'll blow you up. All you need is like a good share, and like
I know, dude.
People will just like.
I know. My cousins are like, they have like 5,000 to 10,000 followers, and I was like, can you guys just like promote me on your pages?
Yeah. I mean, even if it costs like a small fee to promote, but like, okay, so I have like almost 3,000. Like, I would totally promote.
Oh, yeah.
And like a lot of restaurants, like you've worked at a lot of restaurants, I've worked at a lot of restaurants. I mean, if people like give a fuck enough, like to be like, oh.
Just everybody and their mom makes a podcast now. So
yeah.
And I have 2 of them, and so
What's your other one?
My other one is called Here's My Dick, Suck It, and it's a podcast. Yeah, it's a podcast with my friend Shauna and I, and we just basically just bullshit, and we do it on this app called Stereo, so people can like chime in and leave comments.
That's right. I remember you telling me about that.
And we just like talk about just random shit, just really, really random shit. Last time we talked about like what superhero character you'd like want to bang. It was like we just.
God, I'd be so bad at that. Like I don't follow any of that. Like, I wouldn't know.
I know. Well, they were like also talking about like anime and Pokemon shit. I don't know. It's weird, but yeah,
such nerd stuff.
I know, and I was like, okay, this is getting awkward.
Could
for
you
me.
really get into anime?
I don't understand.
I don't
anime.
understand it. I don't understand it. Like, okay, we watched cartoons as kids.
Yeah.
Okay, but like anime, like I don't get it. I don't understand. And like, there's no disrespect to anybody that does get it.
Right.
Maybe like it's the same way as like people not understanding like how we like trash reality TV.
Right.
You know, but I'm just like.
It just, to me with anime though, people like get off on that shit, and that part
that's like
is
a
weird.
fetish.
Yeah.
Now we're going like in a different.
But I
area.
mean, like when people say they're into anime, that's what I imagine. I'm like, so you like jerk off to like these like virtual like
could that be different?
cartoons?
Like they're in anime or like they're.
I'm sure
like,
there is a difference. That's how I associate
yeah,
it.
that's how you see it, just for sure.
Because it's weird to me.
How could you get off to like a cartoon though? Literally.
I don't know. I
mean, it's really crazy to think about like how fetishes are an actual thing and how many people like
have them
and are into like kinky shit that we don't even like know about.
I know.
Like fetish with toes, with feet.
Really?
And me, I'm like, feet are repulsive. Like I cannot.
Yeah.
Like would not want to give like somebody a foot massage. But like there's people that will like feet pics, for instance. Like people like really paying money for feet pics. Like that's imagine like what they like. Imagine like them sucking people's toes.
I know.
Like oh my God, I can't. I find feet so disgusting.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with feet necessarily, but I do not get the fetish. I don't understand the sucking on the toes thing.
Yeah, but like for me, like personally, like I would love a foot massage, but like I wouldn't want to give somebody a foot massage.
But I also don't know if I would want someone to suck on my toes. I think that would make me feel uncomfortable.
I think that would make me feel really uncomfortable.
You know, like even the thought about it now is like grossing me out.
Yeah, I want to throw up.
Yeah,
and
like,
just feet in general, like I just feel like that's just touch everything else, but like the fact that there's people, and that's just touching the surface of like fetishes. We're like think
true.
about like people who like to be
like S&M shit.
Yeah. Or like to be like walked.
There's
so many fetishes.
There is so many fetishes.
Like so many kinky fetishes. And like there's like we really like don't know about.
Do you ever think like what if you haven't tapped into one yet? Like you have one somewhere and that just hasn't came out yet?
Yeah, like what would be my fetish? Like what would be like the stuff that like gets me off? Like
Like some guy like just like is banging you and accidentally just like starts crying out of nowhere, and you're just like, oh my God, this works for me. Like keep doing it.
Something so crazy like that. Like, 'cause that's ultimately like what like fetishes are. But no, I don't. Like, I really feel like I fall on like this like percentage of people that are, I wouldn't say like normal because everybody's like normal, but like fetishless. You know what I mean? There's nothing that like I could really think of that like that's weird. That's just like that's so fucking that gets me wet.
Like there's girls that like to like be choked and their hair pulled. I feel like those are
I like
are those
to be
fetishes
choked.
or just
I
like
don't think those are fetishes.
Okay.
I in my opinion, I don't think they're fetishes, but because I couldn't imagine sleeping with somebody and then like, because I have a sex collar, I have one like with like a leash, but like I couldn't imagine. I couldn't, but like I haven't had the balls. I haven't had the balls to like bust it out. What?
We just found your fetish.
No.
She's like, this is the whole podcast is Bree secretly going to be trying to come out and being like, I want to be walked. I just want somebody to walk
No,
me.
not at all. Not like that. But it's not like a fetish of mine where I'm just like, everybody's got to do this for me. Like my own, like, I don't know what it's not a fetish, but it's just like how, if I feel like it was a fetish, it would be like, I have to, every time I slept with somebody, I'd be like, you have to put this on me and like, you have to choke me while we have sex. Like, I don't feel like I'm there. I think it's just more of like, I don't know. I'm fucking weird. Don't listen to anything I say. We should do a whole other like podcast about this shit because I swear we could talk about it forever.
I would need to do some research first.
Definitely. So I recently found out though, in Santa Clarita is like a huge swinger city.
Oh, okay.
And you know I'm born and raised out there. Yeah. So I had no idea. And then gnomes. You know gnomes?
No.
You know, like the little like the dolls that people put like in their garden. I guess if you have like one of those like in front of your house, it's like a swinger symbol, like an underground swinger symbol. And I'm just like, what?
I love that so much.
Do you? Because I find it like kind of weird.
Because now anytime I'm gonna see a gnome in anybody's yard, I'm gonna be like,
they're swingers,
and I'm gonna be like, that's dope.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like Santa Clarita is such like a nice area to live, and it's such like a conservative town. So it's kind of weird that like there's always like swinger parties.
Yeah.
That, you know, I feel like people, I don't know how to say this, but like to hear about it after I moved away, I'm just like, it's so conservative, but it's like.
You think your parents had swinger parties?
No, because my parents are divorced. They divorced the year I was born.
They missed the memo. They would have been together still if they would have been swingers.
Okay, so the guy that lives behind my dad, like my dad lives in like in a cul-de-sac, and like we have a pool and we have like this hill, and then there's like a street on top of my dad's, and I think the guy who lives like right on top of my dad's house is a swinger, because he'll have like these at night he'll have like a bunch of people over, and he'll have like green and purple lights, and it'll be like a Thursday, like, what are you doing? And
would you be a swinger? Would you swing?
I feel like I wouldn't be, but it would be so interesting to try it one time. I'm more the person that like has like a list of things like I want to like knock off before I die. Yeah. And I would say that might be like on my list. Yeah. Of like things I would want to do, like even like before like I wanted to like get into a relationship, like before I like get wifed up and like have kids, like I felt like there's like always like these things I wanted to do, like.
Well, no, but a swinger you would be wifed up and have kids. It would just be something you do.
But it would be like weird to just like. Yeah, I feel like I would do it, like, but one time. I couldn't imagine really.
I don't know.
Imagine finding somebody that was just, like, so on your level with that and just being like, let's do it. That's so rare.
I think it would be dope if you, like, you know, we're in our, like, I don't know, maybe 50s or 60s or whatever, and you're like, you find a community where you're like, this is what I'm going to settle, and they're all swingers.
I did. It's poker.
Well, no, but they're all swingers. Like, I would love that, and they're just like, yeah, let's all just kind of bang each other. I mean, by that time, you're like, fuck it, finally, I need some fresh dick.
So my friends, Cassidy and Kyle, they're like, they've been together for like ever, and like they would go to these sex parties, and like I never understood why. I'm like, are they swingers? Would they tell us if they were swingers? But like,
it's not like forbidden. You're allowed.
It's not, but that's what I'm trying to say. That's like another fetish. Like, there's so many underground like worlds that like we just really don't know about. Yeah. And like sex parties being one of them. Like, okay, gay guys like love going to like sex parties. Oh yeah. Like, holy
I don't
shit.
know. Yeah, they don't.
Can you imagine
hide
like
them,
going to those like
to a gay sex party?
Not
no.
maybe gay, just like even a straight one.
I see. To me,
I couldn't imagine like going into a party and like
yeah
sleeping with somebody there.
Just
that I
like,
don't know.
or
Like a brothel.
that would make like if I just went to a random party where everybody's just partying and I slept with someone, that's different.
That's
I think
so
than
different
walking
than
into
just,
like
walking in.
like a sex house and you're just like they're banging and now I have to bang over there. Why I know they're all banging around me and that
like,
just like
I feel like
takes my focus away.
it takes. Yeah, it's definitely something that like we're like not into, but like it's so normal for like certain like communities, and I think that's rad.
It is rad.
I think that's rad, and it's like something like that's so like intriguing to me to like understand like that whole life.
It's that's an interesting life, this swinger life. I'm or the even I don't know about the sex, like the sex party, like I don't know, just it seems
I want to know what my
seems too
friends did
dirty.
at the sex parties. Like, what, did you just go and watch people have sex? Did you guys sleep with other people?
Yeah, like if you're just going
Maybe
and
I've
like
just been in like so many like crazy relationships that like if I were to go to like a sex party with like a guy or no guy like I used to date would like be down for anything like that. Like they would definitely fuck up whoever I ended up like hooking up with.
yeah.
You know, like that wouldn't even be an option.
Yeah. And is it like if you're in a like swingers, I feel like because that I mean I've never even met an actual person that I know is a swinger, but most swingers that I know of or see or whatever are like older who've been married for a while and like, you know, they do it with a community. So to me it's not like a slap in the face to your partner by being like, I need to go fuck somebody else. Like, I think going to like a sex party would be like, you know what I mean?
Do you think so?
Yeah. Like, I think a swinger, they're just like, this is fun. We're like retired. Like, who gives a shit anymore, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's
so interesting. There's so many things.
we should find out. We should talk to some swingers and see if we can.
Dude, let's start
It'd be
podcast.
a fun documentary to figure out, like,
Dude.
the life of a swinger. Okay, let's talk about some surveying.
Yeah, let's
We just can get off talking about a lot of random shit. Okay, so we worked at a horrible place.
awful.
Where do I want to start with that?
I mean, it wasn't like so bad because we like met there.
And we made it fun for a while.
Like our crew that worked there.
Yeah,
like at one point was so like phenomenal. If you really think about it, how many of us just rolled deep.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, we had a good group there for sure for a couple
like
years.
A huge group.
Yeah. We would go karaoke every Tuesday.
Dude, yeah, we would go to Wing Wednesday.
Yeah.
We would go Volcano.
We would.
And it wouldn't even matter like who was working. It was just like if half of us were working Tuesday, the other half would just like go out on Tuesday and on Wednesday, like
it was just like a thing, and we had so much fun, and it made work fun, even though people were terrible that would go in there.
Oh God.
Do you have any horror stories that you can remember from BJ's?
From BJ's? There's so many horror stories.
I know.
I literally, now like I'm like out of that restaurant, the whole like idea of like me working there was just kind of like so horrible. But because like the clientele and stuff, you know, I won't forget this one time the table right by the kitchen. There was
407.
407. There was like this pregnant girl. And I think she had ordered like a steak. And in my head, I'm like, are you fat or are you pregnant? Like, because I couldn't tell or whatever. But like most people that are pregnant like to tell people they're pregnant, you know? So she got a steak and it was like medium. And I wasn't sure if like she could eat it. So I said, whatever. And then she like asked for some water. And I was like, okay, I'll be right there. And in a flash of like, she was in the kitchen. She walked into the kitchen and she's like, I said I wanted some water. And I looked at her like, it was like one of those things. Am I going to hit this bitch and get fired? What the fuck are you doing in the kitchen?
Wow.
Do you remember that happening?
No.
I was at 407 and like, I don't know.
Was I there that night?
I have no idea. I couldn't remember. I was just more shocked that this bitch walked into the kitchen and was like, I said I wanted water. And I'm like, first of all, what are you doing in the kitchen? Who, like,
where did you come from?
No, and like, why are you in my face right now? It was like a mixture of like.
Wait,
two
she
things.
walked into the kitchen and got in your face?
Into the kitchen, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And right there, my whole life flashed before my eyes because I was like, I saw black. I'm like, I'm gonna get fired because I'm gonna hit this bitch. I'm gonna hit her. You don't.
And then you're gonna get arrested because she's pregnant.
Yeah, so many things. I'm just like, who? It was like, who does that? And like nothing. It was like one of those tables that you really feel like nothing happened, like nothing went wrong.
Right.
And then next thing you know, like they're so mad.
Yeah.
Like, what did I like? Why are you so angry with me? And like, what is it that I did?
Right.
So at BJ's, I totally remember this story, but like I can't remember if it was a water refill that pissed her off so bad.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why the fuck are you in the kitchen? Walked into the kitchen like, I asked for water, and I'm like,
what did you do?
I froze because I literally thought like I could lose my job right now because I'm gonna hit her. Like, how dare you like come in and like come into my face?
Yeah.
And then like, sit your fucking pregnant ass back down. I'll bring you some water.
Oh my God.
Like, what? I know it didn't take long.
Yeah.
And then they asked to switch the server. So a manager told me they're like, they don't want you as their server anymore. And I'm like, for what?
Yeah.
And I can't even like imagine, like, I couldn't, at that point, I'm like, what did I even do wrong? Somebody just tell me what I did wrong. Like, I don't know what I did wrong.
Yeah.
It was like one of those tables, like, you've had that happen, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Where,
actually, I don't think I've ever had a table request a new server when I was their server. So
well,
sorry.
yeah.
But
I can't
heard
say I
of that.
have either, but when that happened, I was like,
Yeah.
why are you so angry?
Yeah.
It was water.
It was water.
And you're eating like a medium rare steak. Like, you shouldn't be eating steak. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, I don't know. I'm not pregnant, so
I know. I think you're right though. I thought they're not supposed to have red meat or something like that.
yeah. Other than that, I can't really say I've had like anything like super crazy happen at BJ's, but
God,
I know you've had some stories.
Oh, I have. I've told many on this. I'm trying to think of stories that I remember you at BJ's.
Yeah, tell me some stories.
It's hard to remember back because all of those memories I suppressed so much because I hated that place so much. That
My
like
favorite memories is like watching you get so angry.
oh yeah, I would get
But
so
you
angry.
getting like angry at stuff was just like the highlight of some of my shifts, because like you just like walk in the kitchen and just like go off, and I'm like, I have no idea what she's mad about, but this is so entertaining.
I demand perfection. That's what it is.
You demand perfection.
I do. I mean, it was just so frustrating working at a place where
It was so bad.
it was so bad.
It was so bad. How did we last as long as we did?
5 years I was there. How long were you there?
I started at that one in 2014.
Oh, so you were there just about as long
I think
as
I
was?
got there right after you did. Or you got there right after I did.
Yeah, one
it
of
was
the two.
one or the two.
Yeah.
But there's so much shit that happened.
Yeah, it was so. I mean, we know why we stayed so long. The
It's the
people. I
that
mean,
we
that's
worked with.
literally.
We literally had like the best.
We had
time.
such a staff. It was the best. I mean,
such a staff.
such a staff.
Yeah, dude.
We would fucking get drunk in the back parking lot after work and shit. We
really?
Would, yeah,
was
dude.
I with you? No.
I don't know. Would you? We would.
I don't know.
We would fucking. So we'd get off of work and we'd grab a 6-pack from we'd pay for a 6-pack and leave, and then
from BJ's.
yeah, and then we'd finish it and they're still closing and Oz would still be inside and we'd be like fucked up after that 6-pack, being like, Oz, when you know there's 6-pack, let us in. And he'd let us in the back. We'd run around the front, grab another one and pay him for it and leave. Oh my God.
Crazy.
And then all the kitchen guys would be doing donuts and shit, like just.
Oh, I
like,
remember that.
Yeah.
I remember we set off fireworks on the top parking lot on 4th of July.
Yep.
In downtown Burbank, which is like
Burbank.
literally Popo Central.
I literally hate that place. I cannot wait to get out of downtown Burbank.
Yeah, man, I
can't
haven't been
stand
in
it
downtown Burbank since.
Yeah, where are you working now?
I work at Katsuya in Glendale at the Americana.
Oh, nice.
Dope spot.
Really?
Yeah. And like when you work at something like Katsuya after BJ's, it's such like a joke how much we stressed at BJ's.
Dude.
We
I
literally
know.
food runner. You have food runners at BJ's, and we're running food. We have bartenders. Like at my restaurant, I mean, I tip out a lot, but I make a lot.
Yeah.
And so I don't lift a finger, doing anything. Like there's people run, and it's 2 stories. We have 4 kitchens.
Oh, shit.
We have 4 kitchens. So we have like a sushi bar downstairs, a sushi bar upstairs. We have the hot kitchen, and then we have like a ghost kitchen for like, ghost like SBE owns many chains. So
Yeah.
like Sam's Chicken, Crispy Rice, Umami.
Yeah.
All of these places are like all these restaurants are made out of this ghost kitchen that we have. So for like Uber drivers and like it's not an actual restaurant, it's just like a kitchen.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty cool. So we'll have a bunch of like drivers come in. They're like Crispy Rice, Umami. Like we have to send them to this kitchen to get picked up. But at work, like I literally don't have to do anything, and I make so much money.
Really?
And then you like reflect back on BJ's of like, well, like BJ's was a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what's the crazy thing that happened at BJ's with you?
Oh my God. Well, I need another drink. Okay. This is, you know what? Let's do this. We just refilled our drinks. Let's do one of my favorite segments here. And,
Bartender, I need a drink.
it's our bartender segment. What Brie are we drinking? What is your go-to drink after a shitty shift?
Captain Morgan and ginger ale.
And that's what we're having right now. Captain Morgan and ginger ale.
Yours is whiskey, huh?
No, I'm having the same thing.
You're having the same thing?
Yeah.
Oh, cheers.
I have to drink what my guests want.
Why?
It's
Why
just
do you do that?
because I want to try what they're having. Like it was a little bit more when I first started this off. I used to just pick a drink,
Okay.
but I was like, why would I do that? I'm gonna have them tell me what they like, and I'll just have that. So like when I had Evan on, he likes IPAs, so we drank IPAs. My buddy CJ, we had beers. Who else have I done this with? Oh, my buddy Dan. We got super stoned because we did 420.
Oh my God, how
So
fun.
we were so high. My
God, that would
cousin,
be funny.
it was so fun. My cousin got one of those trifecta things where you could stick 3 joints in it. Oh my God, we were
Oh
so
my
stoned.
God, that reminds me of, I just watched Superbad the other day. I died. Cause every time I watch it, I feel like I like learned something new. Like I didn't know before, but like I've seen the movie like over a dozen times.
It's the best. It's the Superbad's the best.
Spermicidal lube. Dude, I can't. But yeah, anyways, off tangent about the restaurant
It happens. It happens. Okay, so we talked about where you work now. We talked about how you like it. What are some things that like annoy you about serving? Like, what are things that when people ask you or do?
Oh my God. So at my restaurant now, like I just, when I get drinks, like waters especially, or like any drink, I'll just grab the right like amount of straws, right?
Right.
But like I'll hold them under my tray, and like when I go like,
Yeah.
and like before like the cup even touches the table, can I get some straws? I'm like, if you just give me 2 fucking seconds to like
Yeah.
put the rest of the waters, like I have them, and it's like such small stuff that I'm just like, like people are just impatient.
They're so impatient.
And I think they're more impatient now after the pandemic because they've been like inside, and like especially when outdoor eating started happening again, people were even more needy.
I know.
Like can't just chill.
I know.
Everybody just needs to chill.
Chill.
Like I get it. Like when I go out, like I like extra sauces. Like I want like one of each sauce.
Right.
It's a little sauce slut. But like
What did you just say?
I'm a sauce slut. Like when I go out, like I want all the sauces.
I
Like
know.
especially with sushi, you got eel sauce, spicy mayo, you know, ponzu, like whatever. And then it's just like I have like a self reflection of like, damn, these people are annoying because they're like, can we get like 3 things of this and 3 things of that? Like sure.
And you're like, that's me when I go out.
It's me when I go out, but like I get annoyed and I have to like serve them. They're just like, I think the people post like pandemic are like just, you know,
They're
one,
the worst.
they feel like because it's like their first time out,
Uh-huh.
like things are supposed to be like up to par. Like we're all adjusting,
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think people fail to remember that servers are human beings just like
I
they
was
are.
just gonna say that.
You know, and they just assume that like we've had our shit together this whole time. No, we haven't. Nobody has.
But people also need to understand too that like shit happens.
Yeah.
They not everybody's gonna have like a free like or not free. I feel like a smooth ride. Like
Yeah.
stuff does like sometimes people do forget to ring in orders.
Yeah.
And
It happens. We're
it
human.
happens. And like you know what I've learned actually is just like if I have forgotten to like ring something in, I'm just gonna go up to the table. Like what I've realized between BJ's and my restaurant now is like the people are like so much more relaxed, and I don't know why. But at
Well,
the
it's
same time,
funny
like,
how broke people demand more than people that have money sometimes when they go out to eat. You
Right.
know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, but like if you're when I was at BJ's and I forgot to ring something in, like sure I could get like stuff like on the fly, but sometimes like it would take a minute and like things just come out so quick like at my current location and like I could be like, can I just like get this like real quick and it would come out quick or like just communication to guests really does like we could play it off. Sometimes I've played it off where I'm just like, oh, like they're really busy because I just forgot, or I will just like it depends on the day. Yeah. Like, the person who was working, like, the sushi rolls where I work now, someday, like, on a Monday, there'll only be one person there. And we close at 8. And people want to start eating dinner, like, 7:30. Right. So we're turning down a lot of people. Yeah. Or we're getting really slammed between 7:30 and closing. Right. And we only have one guy making sushi rolls at a sushi restaurant. Mm-hmm. So, explaining to those people, they're like, oh, it's been, like, 45 minutes. Okay, well, there's like one fucking guy doing it all, and he's getting like his ass kicked. Yeah, you know. And the other day, I don't know what happened. I had like a really off day. I forgot to ring in like so much stuff that I thought I rang in, and I write down everything. And they're like, we're just waiting on their roll. And so the way my restaurant works is like anything that's ready will just come out. Right. Because we have 4 different kitchens. If they want like sashimi or like sushi, it'll come from, like, downstairs. If they want, like, rolls, it'll come from upstairs. If they want anything from the hot kitchen, it comes from upstairs. So if a table orders, you know, things from each menu, I just let them know, like... It comes out as it goes. A lot of people are okay with that. Right. And then I fucking forgot to ring in this girl's rolls. 45 minutes. They were, like, waiting for these rolls. And, like, the guy that was working on the rolls is kind of a piece of shit, so... I don't know. Like, I just went to the table. I'm like, you know what? I apologize. I forgot to ring those in. I'm so sorry. Super understanding family. Yeah. Still, they're like, we're cool. We're chilling. Yeah. That happened at BJ's. I want to talk to the manager. Oh.
Be the end of your night.
Yeah. But, like, the difference between, like, working at, like, a shithole like BJ's and a place, like, where I work now, like, the difference is people... know to like take advantage of like corporate restaurants. All they have to do is complain. Even in my restaurant, like all they have to do is complain. But like the clientele, people are just like so much more relaxed. Like, chill. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. They're not looking for the handouts that people that go to corporate restaurants are looking for. Like people literally seek out a corporate restaurant to know that they can get a free meal.
Dude, there's such like scummy people out there. Yeah. And that's why like and like downtown Burbank is a great location to work. Yeah. You have a lot of people with a lot of money. But you could almost tell, like, right away your tables if they're going to be cool, if they're going to be fucking annoying. Mm-hmm. You know? Yep. You could almost immediately tell. So
you definitely can.
I'm trying to think of, like, other things that, like, kind of, like...
do you have a, sorry. Do you have a, somebody that you can remember was, like, a total asshole?
No,
even like now?
Recently, no.
Anybody at BJ's that you can remember?
Just that bitch that was pregnant. But anybody that was an asshole, let me see. There was like, what I don't like are like when regulars are, you know, needy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the worst. Because they like
everybody
are there
just needs to be a server in their life.
At least for a year.
Just to be like more adaptable to different like positions of like jobs, you know, even if you could be a regular and like come in and they're like, we're still waiting on this, like it's coming, like I got you, you know, and you know, oh god, like a lot of regulars we had at BJ's were so they're like Jim, for instance.
God.
Great tipper. Horrible, like.
He would want like 17 bags of oyster crackers.
He would be such a great tipper, but be so involved in like all the servers' personal lives and feel the need to like reach out. Like, okay, be cool. Yeah.
You're an asshole.
Asshole of the week. Who are we talking about? All right, let's go about it. Let's
remember when we would be super busy and she's at the front bar, and I remember Tyler like looked over at the screen just to see, because we would run drinks, right? People who work in a cocktail, or anyway, we just like run each other's drinks, right? And he looked over the screen and she's like putting an order in, and she stopped and she's like, if you look over the screen one more time, I'm gonna lose it. You already lost it by saying that. First of all, if anybody's looking over at the screen to see if the drink was made or not, that's solely just to see. You know, one,
if somebody ran it.
If somebody ran it, two, maybe you're slammed and we could go get somebody to come help you. There's so many things that, like, on our end versus the bartender.
Yeah.
Specifically that bartender.
Right.
And then at the end of the night, like, let's back up. Like, you signed up to be a bartender.
Right.
Okay. You signed up for the position knowing, especially the front bar was busy. Drinks. Happy hour. Don't ever tell the server, like, if you fucking ring in one more drink, bitch, it's our job.
It's our job.
What do you get by
If you can't handle it, then you need to call for a manager.
If you can handle it, then don't fucking work. Or we could have people come help you.
Yeah.
Bottom line is, you don't need to snap at us because I am you and you are me.
Right.
We are no different.
Right.
If I was bartending and you were serving,
Yep.
do you think I would be so rude to the point where I'd be like, if you look over at the screen one more time, da-da-da-da. If you ring in one more fucking drink, girl, I'm going to be ringing in drinks. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
What
Are you going to have me stop? Like,
I just don't understand that mentality, like, when you pick that position.
yeah, I think that's
Look at that. Now my blood's boiling, remembering, like, all the times that, like, people pissed me off at work.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody was so fucking Gucci.
Yeah.
Everybody was chill.
There was a few people.
But she was pissed about the dumbest shit. And I'm just like...
Yeah, she would get mad over the really, really silly stuff. And, like...
The dumbest stuff.
Yeah. And you would just want to help her out. Like, that's the thing. You would just be like...
I know.
No, not help her out, but, like...
Help her out, but, like, if she needed help.
Yeah.
Anything to not have that negative attitude towards your other coworkers.
Yeah.
Like...
I know. I remember she literally flipped out on everyone. Everybody.
Yeah, she did.
And, you know...
But, like, that's a bad attitude to have.
Yeah, it is.
When you're in the industry, I feel like you can almost tell when you go to, like, a dive bar or when you go out to a bar anyways. Bartenders are just, like, they just have, like, this chill energy.
Yeah.
And...
Almost like a cockiness, though.
Almost like a cockiness, but you also,
But, like, you expect it.
Yeah. But if she talked to, like, her coworkers like that,
yeah,
you can only imagine how she talked. I mean, I'm sure, like, we've all had our moments where we've kind of, like, you know, talk back to a guest or, like, talk to them condescending, kind of make them feel stupid.
Well, I have 100%.
At my restaurant, I love it because the way the food comes out, like, it just comes out as soon as it's ready.
And people
I'll have to tell people, yeah, they're like, we're just waiting on this. I'm like, it's coming. It's in.
Yeah.
This guy the other day wasn't in my section, but he was waiting for a table. It was like towards the end of my shift, and the host told me, she's like, "This guy's so rude," and I'm like, "Why? What happened?" And she's like, she told him there's gonna be like a 30-minute wait.
Yeah.
And he's like, "But there's so many open tables. But we have reservations, right?" He goes up to a table that's sat, and was like, "Are you guys almost done?" A guest was like, "Are you almost done?" Walked up to a table while they're sitting and eating, enjoying their food. "Are you guys almost done?" "Okay, good. We'll take their table when they're done." Who in their right mind would go up to somebody just like enjoying dinner, and then him saying, like, him telling us basically, or telling them they don't care about you.
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, we'll take that table."
Yeah.
Suck my dick, you're gonna take that table. If I was the host, I would have been like, "It's reserved." So.
Do you not remember Cocktail?
Oh, yeah.
How people would stand and hover over those tables until people would get up? That shit was fucking crazy.
Everybody's going to hear that long sigh because I'm just like, oh my God, the anxiety just comes back.
I hated it so much. I would make a point to, like, go over there and be like, you can't hover over them for the table. You need to go over there into the waiting room. Like, I would hate, because...
You can't even, like, you should never go up to a table. As a guest, you should never go up to a table and be like, "Are you guys almost done?"
That's happened so many... I've had that happen at BJ's.
But that's... I feel like... Okay, so at BJ's, like, the cocktail area, it's very much like come and go.
Yeah.
But we gotta have...
Oh, yeah. It's totally
So
different if you're actually sitting down. Yeah, you're totally right.
It's different if, like...
I see what you're saying.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a certain time and... Like,
because your area wasn't... It's like a restaurant where you have to be sat.
But there's certain... But it's like, yeah, so the outdoor seating is, like, minimal. But there's certain tables people want because there's some that are covered, under heaters, and like I cannot believe this guy went up and told a table that. So the host told me that, and then I went to go run a dish to their table, not knowing. I knew that was a guy, and he had the audacity to stop me and be like, "We've been here for like 5 hours. We're missing a soup." I'm like, "Did you want one miso soup or two?" I think I dropped off a miso soup. He was just like, "We've been here for like 5 hours," not knowing I had already heard everything that he did to sit where the fuck he's sitting.
Yeah.
So in my head, I was like, "Okay, let me go check on it." I'm like, everything's in. It should be right out. It wasn't even my table. I was just helping run. And then as soon as he said that, I walked away. I did like a lap, and I came back, and somebody was like dropping it off, and I couldn't like stop myself, but I'm just like, "See, I told you, like everything is just gonna come." And I like wanted to make him feel stupid because how are you gonna tell me you've been here for 5 hours? Bitch, we haven't even been open for 5 hours. We haven't been open.
Yeah.
And then you're also the same guy that like, so that's why people's personalities, like the stupidity that we have to deal with,
I know,
is just.
It's unbelievable.
I can't believe that this guy's really trying to tell me, like, "Oh, we wait 5 hours." Nobody wastes 5 hours.
Nobody waits 5 hours.
You wouldn't even wait 30 minutes because you insisted on going to this table.
Right. It's anything people can say, the most outrageous stuff to get free shit.
Also, it's a mega church. It's like a good, good clientele. But you can almost tell, like, certain families are like a certain way and they do things a certain way. So when they come to our restaurant, they expect like whatever their normalcy is for us to do it. Like we're mind readers and we're supposed to know like what it is, how they want like things to come out. At a restaurant, you can't say like we're gonna start with this. I mean, we can. Yeah. But like on a busy Friday night,
depending on the restaurant, though.
Well, things come from different kitchens.
Right. That's the thing.
I can't put hold.
Right.
I mean, if I put hold, then it's up to me to really handle it because nobody else in the restaurant's going to understand.
Well, and it's like, if you're going into that restaurant, you should know off the bat that that's how it is. Everything comes as it's ready.
You should tell them.
Yeah.
What I do, I just tell people, I'm like,
everything comes out as it's ready. Is that okay?
And that's how you should want it because it comes from different kitchens. So like if you, especially sushi,
right?
Like
right.
But most people seem to be like really cool about it. So that way, if they end up bitching about it, like later, it's like I told you.
Right.
But everybody has their way of serving, and everybody has their way of like how they like interact with their tables.
Yeah.
You and we vibe with our tables right off the bat. Like we treat our tables like their family.
Literally.
We act like we've seen.
That's
them before.
why it hurts worse when you stiff us.
Yeah. Fuck you guys. But children. Let's talk about children.
Wait. Children are definitely.
You're an asshole.
The assholes of the week. I hate children.
Dude. What
hate
the
them.
fuck?
Do you get a lot of them in Katsuya?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And like, I don't understand how these kids have like the platinum like American Express cards. Like it's probably their parents.
Yeah.
But like if you're gonna like teach your children to go out at a young age. See what's great about Katsuya is we have gratuity too. 20% for 6 people. So when I get groups of kids, you order whatever the fuck you want. I'll take my time on my refills. And let's get something to say straight about gratuity. People say people slack, like when they know they're getting tipped. Yeah. People slack. Yeah. But in reality, I'm like, no. If you're like a dope family or like you're really cool people have been really like kosher with me all night, and you and I both sit and talk to our tables about non-restaurant stuff.
Yeah,
that's
probably too much sometimes.
Probably too much. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
But
I literally got to know a family so well I babysit their child sometimes.
Yeah, and everybody loved them when you weren't like, if you didn't get them. Like, they were such, I remember that table. They were such good people.
I still talk to them.
Oh my God. They would bring me cupcakes when they were
on our birthdays. Susie made a point to know yours, mine, Nika's, and that was it.
Just as sweet. So this is already kind of like a family that is going through like so many different emotions that us as servers would never know about. Yeah. But despite what they're going through, they're still so kind to us. And you know, that is something that as like, people in the
it matters to us.
It matters. Yeah. Like it just goes to show you like you could be going through so much and how you treat people is ultimately, I saw you earlier, like how you treat people, like, is such, like, a huge character, like, and this, what they were going through, for them to still be so kind
Yeah.
to like all of us,
And-
it goes a long way with us.
Yeah.
And that is the reason why we are talking about this family
Yeah.
on the show.
Yeah.
You know, like people really do make an impact, and
They did.
you know, people who had less worries,
Yeah.
like they got a parking ticket,
Yeah.
come in and treat us like shit. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
You don't know like what I was going through all day before I got to this shift. It doesn't matter what it is
Yeah.
that I'm doing. You have no idea what I dealt with.
Right.
Be fucking kind to everybody.
Be
And people just
kind.
come and just be trash.
I know.
And like me being like I will fucking hit
Little
you.
feisty girl.
I feisty back in the day. But back in the day, like I calmed down so much. For me to like have to kind of put up with the shit I put up with,
Yeah.
kind of embarrassed that like, you know, I have to sit there and take so much
Yeah.
on our end.
I know. But those families like these made it worth it because
Dude, they're so sweet.
it became family for us. Like they would
we love seeing that.
love to see it. They
Love
would
seeing
always
that.
ask me like, "Oh, do you have plans for like the holidays and Thanksgiving and stuff?" You know, just to make sure that like we weren't alone. And I'm just like so grateful.
They
They're
were
so
so
sweet.
sweet.
So sweet. They would, oh my God. They would bring us freaking cupcake. Oh man, they were great.
Yeah,
They
they're
were
like,
so
we heard
good.
it's your birthday, we missed it, we felt so bad. I'm like,
Mhm.
you don't
Yeah.
even have to feel that, but the fact
Yeah.
that you like
Yeah.
even made cupcakes or bought, it doesn't matter if they bought it.
Yep.
They could have brought me like a slice of pie. I really wouldn't
Yeah.
have mattered. It's the thought that
They could have
counts.
just came in and said happy birthday. The fact that they remembered.
The fact they remembered, that's how you know, like, you know, tables. It is possible for like.
Listen, I think this is coming up to our
Dining out tip of the week.
Ooh,
the dining out
tips.
tip of the week. No, this is not money tip. This is
Oh.
our dining out tip of the week to people that go out to
Okay.
eat. So I think a great dining out tip of the week is what you've been saying, is just be kind to other people.
Absolutely, I think that's first and foremost.
Yeah. Like
Be kind.
understand that we are equal. We're human just like you, and
They don't even see like the behind the scenes of like what's happening other than what's at their table.
Oh, I know.
They,
I know.
They have no idea.
Just-
You have 3 orders to put in. You have to pick up drinks to take to other tables.
Yep. Somebody asked for that side of sauce that you need to get, but it's all the way in the back, so you know it's going to take you an extra few minutes to get, but you have to, wrap up the other tables before they get mad.
Yeah, they have no idea.
They have no
They
idea.
have no idea.
I know.
And I was thinking about this the other day. Like when I was working like a good section, I got called into work like 2 nights ago, and it's like the whole upstairs, which only just used to be like the outside upstairs. So like it went from like a good like 10 tables to like a whole floor of
Oh,
tables.
nice.
But I don't. Sorry, I smoked weed. See what happened? No, I got like rocked.
Yeah.
And I got rocked, but like all my tables could see like that I was like running around.
Right.
So if you see that and you still choose to be a cunt,
Yeah. Then fuck you.
fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
you're
give a
going to
fuck
show
about
up
you.
as the asshole.
You're one of many. I'm gonna see like 4 other tables in that same table. So get up, get out. Like,
yeah. Just know that we do not remember the terrible people. We remember
You
bad
guys
tippers.
remember bad tippers.
I remember bad tippers, but we definitely listen. The funny, and I've been trying to teach this to my cousin who moved in with me a couple months ago about like what you give to other people is what you're gonna get back. So I'm like, look at how I treat people that we go to like the same smoke shop, and we go to the same like dispensaries, or like when you show those people kindness and love, they give you stuff in return. Therefore, when I go to the smoke shop, the dude hooks me up with shit. When I go to the weed shop, the girls will give me like a free pre-roll. When I go to I have a guy at the grocery store who's been my homie for years. He gives me discounts on groceries. I don't even know what he does. Today, went there, my total was like $20.17. I look up, all of a sudden he just hit some numbers, $18. What the fuck? Because you give what you get. And like,
and it's always like, honestly, I want to say like could be like the younger crowd, like our age, or just like people who have probably worked in the industry that totally could like be a good vibe, and like off the vibe, like right off the bat. And I love when you could like make connections.
Yeah.
And honestly, serving's the best for that. Like you meet somebody, and
Yeah.
especially where you're working, like Burbank. Think about who didn't somebody serve Kendall Jenner?
I did.
You did. Was it
Yeah,
you?
I was serving her.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just like you coming into like a VJ's, like
Yeah, I got her picture on my phone. She took it. Remember, everybody was freaking out.
like in a city like where you work is really,
I've also served. I mean, we've served a lot of oddly and kind of disgustingly, a decent amount of celebrities would go to BJ's.
Like, yeah,
Like Dane Cook, I would serve Dane Cook all the time. Affion Crockett would go in there. The guy from Lost would go in there. What's his face? The guy from American Horror Story would go in there.
You can say all those people, and I have no idea who the fuck you're talking about because like I'm not in because like I don't know.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I do.
You do.
I'll spot them.
I probably serve so many celebrities, and
we get people in my job too a lot. Do you ever watch Workaholics?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. Fuck me. I guess.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Did you ever watch Orange Is the New Black?
I did, but like a long time. Like I wouldn't know anybody's names.
Do you remember the big cop? Okay, yeah. If I had to describe it, it probably wouldn't work.
I watched it with my dad.
Huh?
I watched it with my dad. It was like show he was like binge watching.
Yeah. Interesting.
And when I would go stay at his house like once a week,
Yeah.
he was like watching it, so I would watch a couple episodes with him.
Yeah.
But I probably served so many celebrities and like didn't even know.
Yeah, but
Absolutely.
that is definitely, you're right. It's definitely, and that's why but also just like this world just needs more kindness. So if you put out more kindness, maybe people will be more kind back.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
But goddamn, is it a slap in the face when you're so nice to a table and you don't judge them and they come back and they're like,
judge them.
Okay, so I had this example happen to me this past Sunday, and there's a huge reason, a very, very big reason I do not like to work on Sundays. And maybe I'm jaded because I've only worked in Burbank, and it's because the worst motherfucking people go out to eat on Sundays. The worst.
You know what it is? Especially like in the serving industry. It's like Sundays, you're getting a mix of people that are literally degenerates, that are like day drunk, even into nighttime, or especially Sunday brunch.
Yeah.
Sunday brunch is the worst because people are getting your personalities of your tables. Families are just coming from church. These people haven't gone to sleep yet.
Yep.
You know, these people are pre-gaming for a sport.
Yep.
And like, the Sunday crowd is just a mixture of.
It's so fucked.
And people like who aren't in the industry.
They don't know that.
Probably don't understand like how hard it is to like balance your own personalities to vibe with like the particular table, or like even like thinking we have to be like, this way with one table and this way with another. And how exhausting that is.
It's torture. And so I have this table.
Some of our pieces just
Piece of shit. Especially for some reason in Burbank, the worst of the worst go out on Sundays. And so I have this table. So first of all, it was raining on Sunday, and I was this past Sunday, and I was on the patio, and I was like, oh, awesome. That means I'm not going to have to do shit. Hopefully I'll just get to go home, because I just did not, the place I'm at right now, I'm just not happy. I hate it. I don't want to be there. So like any second I'm there, I'm just like, it's grueling, even though it's easy. And,
get out of there.
I am. And so I was like, okay, well, and then they're like, okay, we're going to give you these 2 random tables inside that are each both on other sides of the restaurant. And I was like, okay, whatever. One was like a 2-top and a 4-top. So I was like, big deal. And then they're like, oh, the rain stopped. We're now going to seat parties outside. And I was like, you motherfucker. So they're like, you're going to take a 9. And then after that, we're going to possibly seat you with a couple of 8s. And I was like, fuck you. Crazy. And so this table of 9 gets sat. And it's 3 couples and like 3 children. Yeah. And so I go up to the table, and it's instantly a table you would look at and go, I'm not going to get tipped on this probably. Yeah.
You almost know.
And it's sad. And it really is sad.
Just by like observing. Not even like talking to them yet.
Yeah.
Like observing.
You just know.
And how what's scary is like you're on point with the outcome.
And the thing, but you know what fucks me up more is when you try to not be on point, you try to give them the benefit of the doubt, and then they fuck you.
And your body does half and half.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It does.
Your body, like,
listen, we're going through a lot of emotions when we're serving not only just whatever we have in our life, but also how to deal with all of our different tables. Yeah. It's so fucked. But so anyway, so I greet them, because I think the reason I initially was going to walk up and be like, this sucks, is because I just was pissed I had to take a table in general, because I just didn't want to work. And then I was like, you know what? Be cool. So I was like, give them the benefit of the doubt. So they were really nice. They were super kind. They were easy. And I checked on them. They had no issues. And so I was like, oh wow, it's going good. And like, we would joke around about some things. Like we had fun. And like you said earlier, I treated them like they were family. I just instantly connected. And so they're like, hey, is it possible? Can you do like 3 separate checks, like one for each family? I was like, well, I was like, yeah, no problem, because I was
that vibe, like
I had that vibe, and I already knew they were gonna ask for that because we're like mind readers. We can tell exactly when we walk up to the table. Yeah. But I was like, yeah, no problem. I was like, just tell me, because there was the 3 women were sitting with the kids, and then the 3 guys were sitting like at another table right next because they couldn't. There was too many. So I was like, just tell me who's guys who, and I'll do the checks. And they're like, okay. And I was like, okay, I got it. And they're like, you sure you don't want us to like write it down? I was like, no, don't worry about it. I will figure it out. And I got it. So I go and I separate all the checks. I bring them out. I take the payments, whatever. So everybody's check was roughly like $75 on average, right? So 3 checks is $75, right?
Ew. I already know where the story's going. Like,
I know.
How gross. Okay, go on.
So I'm all like, I literally lay down their cards after I take the payment. And I was confident at being like, oh my God, I might get a decent tip from these guys. And so I know. So I walk away. I have other tables. I'm going to deal with them, whatever. And before I go to their table to grab my slips, I go to a 2-top that I had with this. It was this woman, and I don't know. It seemed like maybe her assistant or her son or something. But he was like, he would talk to me, and she would not look up from her phone. She would literally just be like, great, and I was just like, wow. Oh, I know. So they each get like lunch, no drinks, but their bill was like $50. They go Dutch. They split it halvesies, and the cunt woman on her phone the whole time tips me $0. Even though her bill's $23, she tips me $0. She doesn't even. That was gonna happen. She doesn't even. Based off her behavior. She doesn't even sign the motherfucking slip. Like it was an inconvenience. And then the other guy and the guy that was with her tipped me the $3 that it was appropriate, $3-4, whatever. And then so I go to this 9-top and I'm like going to pick up the slips. I was like, all right, cool. And I go to the first slip and I see cash and I'm like, okay. And I grab the next slip and then I grab the next slip and I go, as we always do, servers will grab the slips and act like everything's fine and then walk into the back and look at them so they can scream. So I walk into the restaurant where nobody can see me and I lay them down and I'm like, okay, and I go to the first check. It was $74.62 was like the total or something, and they had left me cash it, and I counted, and I was like, okay, and they left me like 16, and I was like, okay, cool, great, thank you.
But
I was like,
off to
a good start, great, thank you so much. Yeah. Set that aside. I look at the next check. It was $81, and I see $10, and I was like, fuck you. Set that next check 75 something, no tip, 0. And I was just like, you fucking pieces of shit.
That's going to happen in every restaurant. Like, there's just people out there that are just so... Or they'll sometimes assume, like, gratuities included because the check is, like, a certain amount. Yeah. Whatever the reasoning is dumb. Right. And you shouldn't be out in public and be able to dine at restaurants if you don't know how to fucking... appreciate the, like, experience. Yeah. You still... Like, nothing would even go wrong. Right. On certain tables. Yep. It's just based on, like... And the unfortunate thing is the reason that I'm pissed because the whole day was like that. So I had the lady that stiffed me. I had that table. And then I had a table of 4. They were a family. It was a husband, a wife, and 2 kids. Racked up a $160 bill. And this guy was like drinking. He kept having the drinks come. Everything was absolutely perfect. Yeah. He had he like was like so thankful. His bill was $160. He left me $10. $10. And I was just like, you know what? Fuck. That's wasted energy on our behalf.
Huh? It's wasted energy. Especially as a fucking professional comedian. I go, people pay for my jokes. And you got them for free. Like, and then you didn't even tip me on them? So funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is what gets me the worst, low-key, is like when I'm fucking vibing with the table, dude.
Dude, and you vibe, too. Like,
and I vibe. And when I'm vibing with the table and I'm slinging these jokes and they're all laughing, having a great time, and I go back and I, like, do the check and I was like, y'all have a great night, blah, blah, blah. And I look at it and I'm like, less than 10%. That shit crushes my soul because I'm like, not only did I give you a free show, but you got dinner included. Fuck you.
Yeah, people are just awful. BJ's has like a lot of campers and stuff, and like it needs to be more about like flipping the tables, like telling people like there's like a seat limit, you know what I mean? And like
that's one of the blessings of COVID.
My sections are smaller at my restaurant now than they were at BJ's, but
same. So
they're like rotated out. Yeah. So like if I get a table of people that are like that, okay, yeah, I got one bad tip. One bad tip at BJ's would affect our like whole night.
Right.
In my current restaurant, like I'd have one bad tip, and I'm like,
doesn't even matter.
Yeah, because I'm like literally we flip.
You're turning so much.
We're turning so much. So
that's amazing.
That's what.
I remember getting stiffed. I always tell this story.
It happens all the time.
All the time.
You just gotta like one. It's gotta be. You know.
If it's like you were saying, like so rare that you don't even have to even worry about it, that's great.
Yeah, but if I used to worry about it at BJ's. Because you get stiffed in your
because it happens so often.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so fucked.
And people like don't understand that like us not making money just on that one check, like
that could be half your sales for the night.
It could be, or it could just even be like if someone pays me $20, like on like a $220 check. Okay, that $10, like I'm gonna get like $3 of. Right. And like I don't expect people that go out to restaurants to understand that, but
because we have to tip out. You mean?
Because we have to tip out, and that's like a common like misconception about being a server is just like not knowing that if you tip like shit, like one, you're already shorting the server who did all the service for you, but she basically didn't make any money based off of what you tipped.
Exactly. She basically worked for you for free.
Yeah. But like even at the end of the night, like what. Yeah, and it depends if you're working at a place that like does the tip out for you, right? Or you have like the ability to like regulate how much you tip out. So you could have like a great night, and you're like, yes, I'm gonna take care of the people who helped me. Yeah, like I'm gonna tip them more because they did so much, or because I made this much out of like goodwill. We want to tip them a certain amount, you know? Right? They deserve it, but like I think when people like don't tip, like you have to be in like in restaurants just that like it doesn't happen often. Yeah. And I felt like at BJ's it happened all the time.
It did. It happened all the time.
That's really annoying.
It's heating up. It's heating up, where we discuss the back of the house. I had a lot of fun making these sound bites. The back of the house is interesting. If you don't flirt with them, then they will not get you your food on time.
Right. That's so accurate.
Yeah.
So accurate.
Yeah. If you don't learn their names...
Oh, but it's so hard to know their names.
I mean, I know there's so many.
There's so many. It depends on like where you were.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, very true. Very true. I know all the guys in my job now. I mean, I knew all the guys at BJ's too. I kind of know. But they would change a lot.
Ours don't change that often. Like, I know, I'm more proud of myself for knowing people in the back of the house names more here than I did at BJ's. Yeah. And, like, other than, like, the ones if you always work tonight, and, like, there's only chefs that work at night, like, you guys work together, so. Yeah. Pretty often, so you know their names. Right. But always, like, there's some stories about back of the house and of, like, servers, like, girl servers.
Oh, yeah. They
Or not even, like, dating, but, like, we've heard stories of, like.
I mean, we've heard gangbangs and shit.
Yes, we have. We hear of, like, marriages, and we hear of, like, people that are just.
The funny thing is I remember a specific story that regarded, it was all back of the house. So there was a woman that was working the salad station.
Oh, okay.
And she literally had hooked up with the entire back of the house.
Stop.
She was talking to a dishwasher. She had 3 children, by the way, previously. Not like during this time she was working there. 3 children. She was in a relationship, but then hooked up with the entire back of the house. She was dope, though. She was a cool ass chick. Like, I was homies with her. I mean, you know, get your shit, girl. If you want to fuck you want to fuck them. Do whatever you want to do. I'm not judging you for this, but I was like, how the fuck does this bitch got that energy? She works probably 12 hours a day. She has 3 kids, and she fucks like a fucking gorilla. I can't even, like, get up and eat breakfast in the same day without, like, being tired.
That's, like, my worst nightmare, is just having, like, that reputation of, like, being in a situation or, like, a spot, especially my place of work. Yeah. To be, like...
But she was kind of so badass that, like, it didn't even affect her, really. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, people knew, but she was like, yeah, and...
But that's how it should be.
It is how it should be.
That's exactly, and that's just like kind of where I'm at in life. Like with not only that type of situation, if I were ever in one,
right.
but like other situations, I'm like, if I don't give a fuck, then why do you care so much?
Right.
And that is just so beautiful. Like
it's so beautiful. It is how it should, because it's like,
it is like, okay, so what?
Yeah,
And
we're
what
not
are
over
you
here
gonna do
talking about.
You brought it up. Okay, what's up?
Right. We're not over here
Is it-
talking about either like how these guys have also fucked all the. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's just like if somebody wants to do that, let them do that.
More
And
power to
I
you.
don't find like.
I just don't. I just need to know your energy. Like how I need to know where she finds that kind of motivation. Honestly,
kudos to her. Personally,
Kudos.
for me, I like to sleep. I will sleep my whole day away, and like I don't know how she woke up, went to work,
I know,
banged guys, and went to her fucking family.
I'm like envious of it in a way because I'm
Maybe
like,
we'll
how?
Get there one day though.
I don't know, dude. I've been trying to get my energy level up for a while, and that's just still like
My energy level is low, but I'm pretty sure like when I have like kids, it's just gonna.
I do like 4. Well, you know what? You're right. When my family was here, I literally would go to sleep at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning and wake up by 9 o'clock to like play with the kids all day.
Yeah.
But like it didn't affect me. Like I I was like going. I wasn't.
Good for you.
I know, and like so I would like. I mean, it helped that my 2-year-old niece or my 3-year-old niece would just come slap me in the face.
That sounds awful.
Yeah. She would just
being woken up by like a 3-year-old. It's gonna be like the best birth control. Like
Yelp. Break.
All right, this is literally my favorite segment. This is the Yelp review breakdown. This is where I take a random Yelp review and we read it and then we break it down and basically talk shit about this person.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Where do you pick your Yelp reviews from?
So I usually like to pick them from places that people are like currently working at, but I decided to pick one from the place that you used to work at because I felt like they would have better reviews to break down. Yes. Okay. So this is not in regards to you, because I searched your name and you only had 2 reviews and they were both 5 stars, and I don't like to read 5-star reviews.
Why didn't managers tell me that?
Because they don't give a fuck.
Seriously, that's such a fucking crock of shit.
That is a crock of shit.
But that's good. Thank you for those 2 people who gave reviews.
Yeah, so I like to read 1-star reviews. That's my favorite thing to do. So this person is Allison L. from Sacramento, California, it says.
Fuck are you in Burbank?
She literally has an elite 2021 like timestamp thing next to her name on Yelp. So that means that she's posted. Oh, wow. Yeah, she posts a lot of reviews.
What are
she
reviews?
has, I think, 450 reviews.
450 reviews.
Maybe. I'm not sure how these numbers work on Yelp.
Why the fuck are you like
3,722 photos?
Ew, does she get paid to just like write reviews?
She might.
She might. That's ridiculous.
It would make sense as to her. Wait until I break down this review for you. So, she left a review on September 26th of 2018. I wanted to pick a time from when we both still worked there.
When we both worked there. Okay.
Yeah, because I don't know. I haven't read the review yet, so I don't know if it's
for the 1 star. Okay.
I was just going for the 1 star.
Watch, it's one of us. Ew.
I know. Well, there's no. I don't think there's a name here, but we will find out. Okay, so the review reads as this. My coworkers and I hadn't eaten at a BJ's in years, and it's safe to say neither of us will again. We went for
so dramatic.
I know already. Like that's how you start off a Yelp review.
That you can almost already like pinpoint the exact type of person she is.
Yeah,
and that's what's so sad.
I know.
No, but there's so many things like people don't understand. Okay, but go ahead.
Okay. We went for dinner on Monday night and were there for 2 hours. When I yell, that means she put it in capital. All caps. Our waitress kept disappearing and was just not trained properly. Okay, I'm sorry. Allison, was it? Allison?
If she only knew like what we're supposed to fucking say.
Well, also, I'm sorry, Allison. Are you a professional restaurant trainer? Is that what you do for your job?
They weren't trained properly. What would they even know?
You're allowed to evaluate her like that? Okay, anyway. So before I go into her review, she literally lists it 1 through 9.
Get out of here.
Yeah, like
Alright.
bullet points.
Well, we're
almost.
supposed to break it down at the end, but like
We're gonna break it down all the
so
way.
mad.
I
Like in little segments, we get mad and we have something to say about it because we could just tell. Like,
It's easier to break it down as you're going though, because you
Yeah,
like think
because-
about it, you're like, fuck this bitch.
Yeah, right away, and then we could give our 2 cents in like that in particular topic because at the end we're gonna be like, what else did we talk about?
Well, this is
No.
gonna make it even easier because she numbered them for us. So thank you for that, Allison.
Fuck you, Allison.
Thank you, Allison.
Fuck
Well,
you.
number one, she brought my coworker a bottle of beer and asked if he had his own bottle opener. What?
I mean, that's
Were
kinda
we
bad.
supposed to bring our own forks too? It's kind of bad if that was real. I guarantee you that did not happen.
And that just doesn't even sound because nobody's gonna run a beer to a table unopened.
Yeah, and they're not
We
gonna
always
go.
ask. We always ask like the bartender too, like, do you have something that I could open a bottle of wine with?
Yeah.
And then we always found it.
You don't
That just
walk to
sounds
the.
So she probably made that shit up.
Of course she did.
Because anybody, yeah.
If there was ever somebody who walked up to a table with a bottle of beer and goes, "Hey man, you got your own opener for this?" No, I'm so. I listen. Has it happened?
Even
Maybe,
like
but
a lighter.
even yeah, you would be if you were a server to walk up to a table and see you would need an opener. You would go, "Hold on 1 second, I'll be right back with an opener." You wouldn't say, "Do you have an opener?"
Yeah.
No. Okay.
That could be like a training, but that also could be like.
Yeah. And then the fact that she goes, "Were we supposed to bring our own forks too?"
Oh my god.
Like, what are you, a professional writer for Karen's R Us?
Dramatic.
She's
People,
so dramatic.
and bullies behind like a computer screen.
Oh.
I will probably bop that bitch in the face if I saw like whoever wrote that was like this like 5'2", like
Yeah.
little short shit. She's just being a bitch.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you
Exactly
have to
who
go on
she
and be
is.
so dramatic. Oh my god, dude. I hate bullies behind the screen. Like say that to my face.
Right.
I bet that you wouldn't say
The
that to
funny
my
thing
face.
is I
If
bet
you
she
told
didn't
me-
say.
If I was that server and I didn't have a bottle opener, I'm like, you have anything I could open this with?
Mm-hmm.
That would be literally last resort. And if she were to say like, do I need to bring my own fork too?
Yeah.
I'm catching a case. That
Yeah.
night.
I'm catching a case.
Fuck you, bitch.
Catching a case.
Like
Well,
shit happens.
also,
but,
like-
but shit happens sometimes.
Yeah.
And that would be like a rare occasion. Like a.
But it's
point-
also like, I bet Allison didn't say any of this to the server while it was happening. She
No.
just waited to review it all after instead of just
100%.
addressing it in the
100%.
beginning.
If it happened.
Exactly.
That shit didn't happen.
Allegedly.
That didn't happen. We were all so close. Like we wouldn't not ask.
Exactly.
And we would not provide.
And
You
we
know
would,
what I mean?
and we knew
Oh my
how
God.
everybody served there, so we would know instantly
yeah,
who it would be. Like you could describe someone, and we go, "Oh no, I know who that is."
No, we cannot we cannot think of anybody from 2018.
Speaking of which, I need to write something down because I need to.
Do it.
I just want to remember to talk about it, but not right now because it'll take us on.
Yeah.
I don't want you to see because it'll also spark you to want to talk, and I don't want to talk about it yet. Anyway,
I talk forever.
Okay. Number 2. She kept asking if we were ready to order when we were clearly still looking at the menus.
There's so much to say. If she knew, like, our training requires us to
Right.
be... Our training
And-
required us to be aggressive and be like, are you ready? That's not by choice. That is how we were trained.
Yes.
So to go back to your question right before this, fuck you.
Right.
We have no idea. That
We're
was our
supposed
training.
to ask you literally as we take your drink order if
That's
you're also
like-
ready to order.
We don't want to be like that, but
We
that's how
don't.
we're trained.
That's
to
how
do
we're
it.
trained.
So yeah, fuck
And
you.
and
Oh my god!
how many times did she ask you? Was it more than twice? Because if it was, that would be excessive. But how would she have the time to ask you more than twice in the 3 minutes that it took?
Literally, let's break this down. Next. Let's
Okay,
go.
number
Fuck
3.
that. Fuck you.
Okay. This is amazing. Let's just listen to the hypocrisy. I'm gonna read number 2 again.
Okay.
Just so everybody's
Okay.
fresh in their memory. Number 2 is she kept asking if we were ready to order when we were clearly still looking at the menus. That was number 2.
Right. No.
Number 3 is she did not check on us until our meal was basically over. My water was not refilled enough. So you're trying to tell me that she was overzealous in the beginning, trying to get your order, asking you almost too many times, but yet didn't check on you the rest of the dinner?
That doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense,
Doesn't make
Allison.
sense at all.
That means that she like put all her energy into taking your order, and then at the end she was just like, "But I can't refill it. Your water wasn't refilled enough. How much water you drink? Like, are you a fucking track star? You need to drink gallons a day." Like, number 4.
Okay.
She was. I read 2 like words, and I already I hate this woman. She wasn't available for us to order dessert. Then we waved her down finally. She thought we wanted our check and didn't offer or ask if we wanted dessert.
Servers serving people, like, you pick up off of vibes.
Yeah.
And you adjust your vibes to accommodate that guest. So if she seemed annoyed that we were like wanting to get their order, and we caught that vibe, so we chilled out, and now we're not available. So pick your fucking poison, bitch. Do you want us to be like overly there, or do you want us to leave you the fuck alone?
Right.
Because we picked up that vibe the first time.
Exactly.
So that carries on for the rest of your stay.
Yeah.
And that energy transfer is fucking real.
Yeah.
So you can't be bitching about one thing and then be bitching about the complete opposite. You
Exactly.
fucking twat.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
You give
Karen.
what you get in the beginning, saying she asked you too many times when to order, then she's going to back the fuck off because she thinks that you want to chill and you don't want to be rushed. Like, think about your action. Okay, number 5.
And we still have like 5 more.
Yeah, there's 4 more after this. Yeah. Okay. My coworker wanted the Oreo Pizookie, and the waitress said, "There's 0 left." She quoted that. "There's 0 left," and shoved her tablet at us to show there weren't any left.
None of us would do that. Nobody would be like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
If we showed our tablet at all, it's probably because they made a big deal and we're like trying to prove to them.
Exactly.
We're not even like
Where's
being
the
bitches. Like
in-between
we don't have
story?
any more. Like, I'm trying to show you we don't have any more.
Right.
Because some people feel like
We lie to them.
we lie to them. Like, why would
How does it
what would I
benefit
get
my
out of
life?
lying to you?
Yeah.
Take an Oreo. I don't give a fuck if you Oreo or chocolate chip.
Yeah, like, I don't give a
It
fuck.
could
There's
be-
7 other fucking
You
flavors.
need
Pick
oatmeal. We don't have
another.
oatmeal anymore
Yeah.
because it's 86 from the company.
Right.
Don't
Like,
take
you
it
want
out
us
on me.
You want us
Fuck
to whip
you.
shit up for you like we have like fucking
And
magic
if we feel
powers.
like you don't believe us, we're gonna show you.
Yeah.
But nobody's gonna like openly just show you their tablet. That doesn't happen.
And I'm so sorry. I thought you said she wasn't around for you to get you dessert. Didn't you say that? But that yet your coworker ordered the Oreo Pizookie?
Oh shit.
So are we again contradicting ourselves here?
Oh my god.
You sound like
You sound like a
you need
nightmare.
dick in your life. She needs some dick. Okay, number 6. It took over 30 minutes for our Pizookies to come out, and we asked another waitress because ours was missing. When they arrived, they weren't hot.
Okay.
That's actually
Allison, do you know if there's just like a dessert guy, or do you know that the dessert guy shares a station with a pizza guy?
yeah.
So for a restaurant that's known for its pizza, when you order a dessert, you're
Yeah.
getting pizza or a dessert from the same human being.
Yeah.
Busting all this shit out for a fucking restaurant.
I bet you she came out. I bet you she dined out on like a free Pizookie day.
No, she probably. That sounds like something. Because most people, like most servers, would tell their guests if a Pizookie is taking longer, like than usual.
You
I would
waited
let them
30
know, like,
minutes. Bullshit.
It's the same guy making pizzas. It's Monday pizza night.
Yeah.
But I like.
Literally, if you waited more than 10 minutes for a Pizookie and you didn't mention it to your server, then you're chilled with waiting because we have other things going on. Like, listen, if you mention it to me 5 minutes after you ordered it and it's not there, I'm going to go check. I'm going to make sure the guy sees it on his screen. And then if he's like, yeah, but I'm slammed, I will walk my ass to the fucking cooler, grab the pan that has your Oreo Pizookie.
We don't even have to do that. We don't have to do that.
We don't have to do it, but I would do it so to get your off my back. Like you.
Yeah, makes sense. We don't have to do that, but like, don't be a fucking twat and be like, it's been this long for Pizookie. Like, we do like try to work as a team as best as we can.
Right.
But,
right.
Bitch, if you're like asking for like a Pizookie time on like it had to have been on a weekend.
Yep.
It had to be at a time when we weren't busy, and they were just inconsiderate of the fact that we were busy.
She said it was for Monday night, which, you know what's funny? Monday night was pizza night.
I told you, we called that out.
Yeah.
We just called it. Like, it's
the
same night as a pizza night.
Yep.
So fuck you for not understanding.
Yeah.
But not like she should know either, but it's just like...
Well, it's in the menu.
But be kind.
If you have any...
It all goes back to just like being kind. It's not your fault. You're not the one fucking busting up those Pizookies.
Yeah.
Your server's not back there cooking them, so like... lose the attitude.
Lose the attitude,
I'm not
Allison.
there. If I was cooking and being your server,
yeah,
you wouldn't even like...
If I was having to build the restaurant as well at the same time, I would understand that you're mad, but I'm not.
Oh my god. Fuck this bitch.
Number 7.
Oh my god. I hate
and this
bitch.
one's, I already know the first 5 words. like the first 5 words of this is already gonna piss both of us off very badly. We asked for split checks.
I love how like we just laughed. That's just so much like.
There's more. Hold on. So we asked for split checks, and she made us look at her tablet to verify who ordered what. She couldn't even remember what we ordered.
Memorizing a bunch of orders and then like to split them. Fuck you.
First
if we
of
have
all,
the option to ask you, why wouldn't we ask you? Why are you taking that as like a bad thing?
yeah, let's just start at the fucking beginning. I guarantee what happened is you got there early because you seem like that type of bitch to get there extra early before your so-called coworkers meet you, and you reserved the table and you ordered probably an appetizer and like a round or something for everybody before they got there. So that comes out, and then your coworkers get there, and everybody just kind of starts firing out shit that they want to eat, right? And the server's all just like, let me put it in the computer. And then we get this vibe that we're like, oh, these are coworkers. They probably have decent jobs. Maybe somebody will pay for everyone. And then
Yeah.
so then the server goes about their whole shift. Mind you, you're not their only table, and they probably have 6 other tables they're dealing with. So they're running around. By the time you want their check and you say you want split checks, they had already thought, hopefully you were going to do just one check and make it easy on them. But no. So you go, no, we want a split check, right? And they go, well, fuck, I don't remember what each of you got. Plus you got the appetizers, or who's that landing on? So what they do is they show you the tablet to make it easier on. Because if they try to go to the station and do it themselves, they're going to fuck it up, bring the check back, and you're going to get pissed. And then you're going to tell them to go back and do it again. Aren't you going to do that, Allison? So they say, look at this.
That we came back.
Exactly. And then so she's going to show you the tablet and say, just tell me what everybody ordered and I can break this up for you. Instead, you want to be a fucking bitch and call her out for that? Where do you work? Let me come into your job. I want to know how good you do at it. That was my number 7. Wow. Whoa. I blacked out.
You blacked out?
No, I didn't. But that took a lot of energy.
Yeah. So much fun.
No, there's 2 more. Number 8, when she brought back the checks, my coworker's receipt and credit card were missing. It turned out to be in her pocket. What the heck? I'm guessing that you don't work at like a God, where can you work that you have 0 common sense? Like 0 at all.
Look, common sense should be common. Like,
Yeah. Like, obviously, it fell out of the book into her pocket, which happens a lot of time when you're busy and you're shoving.
Apron though, it's not even in her.
That's
pocket.
what I mean, in her apron. Yeah,
Like if it was her personal pocket, that's a different story. But even still, like,
first of all, she doesn't have time to even wrap up that receipt and put it in her personal pocket. It fell out of the book into her apron, and she didn't realize that when she set down the book, because guess why? She's fucking busy. Number 9, on our way out, my coworker mentioned to the front desk how we had a negative experience, and he gave her attitude. She then asked for his manager. We could have guessed that one, Allison. Could have guessed that one. Wow, terrible service and below average food.
Then
Would
don't
not
come back.
return or recommend. Then don't. Do them a fucking
there's
favor.
so many BJs. Just don't come back to that location.
Just don't go back.
Don't handle it.
Just please don't go back.
Don't come back. We don't want you.
Go, like, maybe just cook your own fucking food.
But like critique like people's personalities. Like
I know.
Like
There should be a Yelp for customers so that anybody who dines out.
Uber.
Yeah.
So last night I took a Lyft to go meet up with Isa,
Yeah.
and the guy was dumb as fuck. I gave him a $10 cash tip. Today I woke up with like a badge for best tipper.
Nice.
Because that driver.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's so crazy to me. I'm just like reviews are fucking horseshit. So fuck you.
Well, that concludes the podcast. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you. We did great. Well,
I love you, Heather. Thank you so
love
much
you.
for having me.
Yeah, thank
This
you
was
so much for
fun.
being on the podcast.
I want to come back with our second dose of questions.
Yeah, we will
Or
have
maybe a whole different podcast.
yeah. We'll also be doing a Monday night podcast in regards to kinks, so follow that. Just kidding. But yeah, this was fun.
Fun.
All right. Adios,
Adios,
everyone.
amigos. Thanks
Bye-bye.
for listening.